I will gladly open up to the next dream and the next vortex of possibility and the next manifestation for how my life is meant to be used. And you get to do the same. Hello, my beauty. How are you today? I am so excited for today's episode. I have so much to share with you. Such great news, such big breakthroughs, some super personal behind the scenes transformation. And I just know that this episode is going to remind you that everything you desire, everything, the love, the money, the breakthrough, the healing, whatever it is, everything you're dreaming of is not only possible, it is meant for you. And this is a mountaintop high episode. I know I have shared so many episodes from being in the valley. And I got to tell you that if you stay the course, if you do not give up on yourself, if you do not give up on the divine, if you do not give up on miracles, and you do what it takes to become the vibrational match of your dreams, everything is available to you. Okay, I've got some really great news. You are going to get to stop listening to me about my saga and unending journey about finding my dream home, because let's just see. As of Wednesday of last week, I was still homeless. And by Friday, I had not one, but two dream homes come through. Dreams in different ways. So let me share with you what is going on. In no particular order. I think I'll start with this one because you may not have known about it because it just happened so quickly. So Glenn was sitting there complaining about just all of like our stuff in storage, and if we're gonna like keep traveling, and like where's he gonna put his motorcycle and his car. And I like kind of like finally had it, and I was like, we were in this particular area in Florida, and I was like, you know what, we should just buy a home here. We should just buy a home so that you've got your Florida address and you've got your garage and you can put your car and your motorcycle and we get all the stuff out of storage, and then it's just there and I can continue my adventure for the Italian dream home, and then this is that. And so literally I was talking to people. I was like, give me the name of your realtor. And the next day I got on a flight to LAX, texted the realtor. She's like, we can talk on Monday. And she was explaining to me how quickly properties in this particular area are moving, and the investment is incredible, and the prices are skyrocketing in the best way. It's like going up. And I was like, great. So on the flight, I picked out like 7 homes to show her on Monday. And she was like, well, Gina, these are fine for this reason or that reason. However, there's some other properties that aren't even really on the market. They don't go on the market. They go on auction. They're brand new builds. And at 8 o'clock, the auction opens. By 8:01, they're sold out. You have 3 hours to make a decision. I was like, great, fine. Like, I'm pretty sure I have spent more time picking out the nail color for a mani-pedi than I did on this move. And so she's like, well, I don't want you to get your hopes up because like there's 350 realtors that are all sitting on all their devices for all their clients each morning for these auctions. And there's only like usually between 2 and 5 properties that are even available. And I'm like, fine. So I tell Glenn this, and we're like meditating. We're like, this is ours. We don't even know what the house looks like. We didn't even know the price point. Like it was just, we just knew and felt that this was like guidance. And so she goes and puts us in the auction on Tuesday. We don't get it. Glenn's like, no problem. It's ours. Wednesday, the auction opens up. We get in first place. She goes, and I'm like hosting a retreat in Santa Monica. She goes and does a video tour of it. I was like, I told her even before I got the video, I was like, just fine, take it. Like I basically just needed like storage unit for my stuff and Glenn to stop talking about where his motorcycle was going to be. So I told her to start the paperwork. She goes and sends us the video. It's an adorable perfect situation for my situation. And I think, did the paperwork, was done by Thursday, and we close in 30 days. Like, from concept to final signed, sealed, and delivered, 6 days that manifestation took place. Okay. So I'm like, wow, that's exciting and a great move. And just everything was lining up. Meanwhile, Monday of last week, I don't know what was going on in the stars for me with real estate. Monday, my Italian realtor texts me some pictures, and she's like, I found this villa. Do you like it? And I was like, the pictures looked really promising, but they were just pictures. And I said, as much as I trust you, can I please send some American friends to come take a look at it? And she's like, sure. Friday, the owner can show. I'm like, oh, everything is like another week going by. I'm like, fine. So Friday, my friends go and totally video the most beyond what I could dream of, what was on my list, what I could ask for. Stunning Tuscan villa, like 1.5 miles, 3 kilometers for the rest of you, outside of Florence. Sweeping, rolling hills. Like, I had this picture of a dream of the kitchen, and my big thing was like a wood burning fireplace. There's 3 wood burning fireplaces, and there are two indoor kitchens and 1 outdoor kitchen. Pool, like, gorgeous, beyond. Like, I just could keep going, but you can only get so excited over someone else's home. So thank you for those of you who have been on the journey with me on just searching, like, for where I wanted to live, and then searching for the home and the right spot, and so many times, either getting my heart broken because I found this place in the West Village that was like fine, for those of you who remember that episode. Like, I was willing to overlook, so I didn't care that there was extremely loud construction next door. I didn't care that the master bedroom was in the basement with no windows and only a half bath. I was like, I wanted to be in New York. I wanted to be in the West Village. The kitchen was good enough. It was, the sort of one other bedroom would make an office, kind of, not a guest room. But I was like, willing. It was super crazy expensive, and I was so settling and didn't even know it. I was like, so those of you who are dating, those of you who are looking for team members, clients, whatever, like, when you're just like, well, it's got these elements that are really great. It was really great that it was in the West Village. It wasn't great that there was unending noisy construction going on, that everything was really small. The bathrooms were ridiculous. Like, it was like the main bath was like up on the top floor, and the bedrooms were on the lower floor. Like, it just, and I thought it was as good as it could get for me, in my price range. And it was even like beyond my price range, to be honest. And then, I felt so rejected by New York. Like, why are the New York housing angels not letting me in? Like, I love New York so much. And I have friends there. And it was just like, seemed like it was going to be the great next adventure. But I felt like rejected. I felt like I wasn't being invited in, and it wasn't the place for me. And it didn't feel good. And so then I come up with my grand idea. I'm like, I'm going to go play in Europe for a couple months, and then I'll come back in November. Like, maybe he'll be ready for me then. But then, when you stay with your spiritual practice, and when you do really, like, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. I kept my meditation up. I kept my journaling. I kept my reading, which encouraged my faith and strengthened my faith. And then I started to realize, like, wait a minute, I love Europe. I love living in Europe. And by the time I got to Florence, I was like, oh, I was telling myself a story that I could live in Florence one day, but not now. Like, I could have the Italian dream one day, but not now. And just met incredible friends there. And there was like so much going on, and I felt so alive. And I just thought, and I do love New York, but I just thought, well, I have to have a place in New York, and then later would be the real dream. Like, why do I have to have a place in the US? Why can't I go for the dream now? And same for you. Like, what's the real dream, the big dream? Why don't you go for that now? And I did the work. I was doing the meditations and the visualizations and seeing myself going to sleep each night in my, Florentine apartment, and waking up each day and making a cappuccino in my Florentine apartment. And so here were the elements. I wanted at least 4 bedrooms, a wood burning fireplace, epic views. I thought of the Duomo, and a great kitchen. Like, that was my thing. And I looked solidly for the month of October that I was there, and it didn't come through. And so I knew it would eventually, but again, I was feeling defeated. I'm like, why can't I do instant manifestation? This is like my biggest dream, my biggest desire. Like, I love, as much as I love travel, but I love having a home. Like, it's just so important to me. And it didn't happen. And so I was like, I put money down for like a 2-month rental, January and February, to come back, to look. Like, everything was getting hodgepodge, and I was again settling. I didn't want to go move somewhere temporarily. I wanted my home, but I wasn't listening. And now that I stayed the course. Oh, but wait, I skipped a really important part. There were like 2 other places that we looked at that were really, really good, viable options. Like, it was like a luxury apartment in the middle of Florence, but it just wasn't my vibe. And it had a rooftop deck where you could see the Duomo. And Glenn was even like, Gina, you're becoming unpleasable. Like, he just wanted me to be happy and wanted me to make a decision and pull the trigger. He's like, it's a year rental. What do you care? It's not a big deal. I was like, no, I know that I'm going to know it when I see it. Like, I want wow factor, and that's who my God is. And it's like, universe, like, I am holding out for wow factor. And that's what I want you to do in your life as well. Like, our biggest disappointments, our depression, our like not living the life that we love, comes from us settling. Like, we have got to be the ones to declare and believe that what we desire beyond our dreams. Like, your job is just to come up with like the biggest desire you can think of, and then let God do the rest. And for me, it's like, as much as I love Florence, like, probably being right in the city of it was not my best vibe. Kind of like why I liked the West Village. It's like there's a little more nature and a little more space. I'm a 1.5 miles out. I'm like a 20-minute taxi ride, maybe 15 minutes, to the heart of the city. And then I have this oasis of a dream beyond dream beyond dream. It doesn't have 4 bedrooms, it has 5. It doesn't have 1 kitchen, it has 2 indoors plus an outdoor kitchen. It doesn't have a 1 wood burning fireplace, it has 3. It's like beautifully furnished. That was the other thing. We were looking at some places, they weren't furnished, and we were starting to be like, well, maybe we just need to like furnish it, and that's a whole thing. So what you desire absolutely, absolutely, absolutely exists. And I don't want you to get down on yourself like I got down on myself. I'm like, the Italian dream house took me 6.5 months of constant, I can't even say it was just visualizing and emotionalizing and feeling it. Like, I was obsessed. I was taken over. It's part of why I haven't even been doing the podcast as often. Like, it was like I was in it. The other manifestation, which is like super important and checks all the boxes in a whole different way, took 6.5 days from beginning thought to fruition. We just got to stay the course. We got to stay the course. And I could not be more thrilled, delighted, and excited about both of them. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to God and the universe for this level of generosity and abundance and joy, and just like everything lined up, from financing to time frames to move-in dates to closing dates to all of it. everything lined up beautifully. The only thing that didn't line up is this 2-month deposit that I went and put down on like a hotel suite that now we're trying to see if we can get out of it. Like, it gets messy when you don't just believe in your dream. And I know it didn't look like there was anything out there. I thought I was being practical. Like, what if I come back in January and it's going to take more time to see it? There's nothing wrong with this if that had been part of my plan. The point is, I was overriding my intuition. I knew that the last thing I wanted to do was travel until January and then go plop down in a hotel for 2 months and then pack everything up and then move again. It's not what I wanted anymore. I was ready for my home. And so you're ready for your dream and you're ready for your manifestation. Whatever breakthrough that you are looking to create, I want you to really be in your power on it. In my Own Your Throne programs, we talk about this all the time, like, own your throne, queen. If you're going through a divorce that's just not ending, don't believe the lawyers that it's going to take forever and this and that. I want you to bend time and space. I want you to see a speedy resolution. If it seems like everything is going against you, I want you to see an amicable resolution. I want you to feel it and send love, send love, send love. A friend of mine was doing this recently. There was everything going against her in her divorce proceedings, and so much injustice, so much unfairness, so much bullying, so much toxicity, so much narcissism. And there were children involved. Like, it could have really, really scared her. And rather than choosing fear, she chose love. And she's like, I'm sending my soon-to-be ex love. I'm sending his attorney love. I'm sending my attorney love. I'm sending the judge love. Like, love, 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 love. And she was in this place of faith where I was too. It's like, if the spiritual ways are going to work, like, it's got to show up now. Like, I have got to see the manifestation of me believing that delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. Both of my homes were not even on the market. I couldn't go get it. I couldn't grab the bull by the horns. I couldn't go into massive action, make it happen, and look at everything online. And my friend, it looked like everything was going against her, that there were going to everything, and like custody, terrorizing custody outcomes for her children. And she just sent love. She believed in love. She believed in her dream. She believed in the power of love. And when all of the final judgments were coming in, we're just going to call her Jane. And it was like, and Jane gets this, and Jane gets that, and Jane gets this amount of custody, and Jane. And it's like, she totally became one with the divine. And the divine more than showed up. And I did not let go of this vision. I did not settle in any way, shape, or form for the home or homes now. I wasn't even praying for 2 homes. I was praying for 1 to move into. And the not settling and the continued believing and the continuous raising of your vibration and being the vibrational match of your desire, it's where it's at. It is where it is at. It's not about pounding the pavement. It is about opening up to bigness, to richness, to glory, to you being the queen of your life. And you do that, my darling, and you are going to see yourself be dazzled. I'm waking up just with so much awe, so much peace, so much delight, so much gratitude. And it's that transformation that has me know, well, if this just happened here, then it can happen in the other areas of my life that I've been dreaming about for so long, that I've pushed to the back burner and now have the bandwidth and the space for. You know, something that I teach in like the retreat that I just came out of is, and all of my coaching really, focus on the front burner project. See it through to fruition. So many women aren't accomplishing things. I know I haven't also when I've been too scattered and too fragmented, had too many things going on. It's like, whew, this one, these two, checked off the list. Checked off. Like, I gotta like work with my brain. Like, I don't even know how to think about something else other than manifesting a home at this point, but gladly, I will gladly switch gears. I will gladly open up to the next dream and the next vortex of possibility and the next manifestation for how my life is meant to be used. And you get to do the same. So choose the front burner issue for you. Is it clients that you're calling in? Is it a certain amount of money to manifest? Is it love that you're bringing into your life? Is it a health issue, weight loss, like whatever it is? Make something front burner. You don't have to give up on the others. They're just back burner. Back burner. You don't have to completely shelf them. Back burner, back burner, back burner, so that you can give your all to using your manifesting powers, to bringing beyond your greatest dreams and your greatest desires through to fruition. And then you'll go and do it the next and the next. It's not about nothing ever being enough. It's about you're never going to stop growing, because that's not who you are, Queen. You are not getting to a place of complacency ever. You get to be grateful, yes, and you get to be satisfied, sure, but I don't want you to ever be complacent and just be happy with what you have. This beautiful life that we have been given gets to just keep being an opportunity for expression and expansion and contribution and living in such joy and bliss. And you're not meant to be isolated, and you're not meant to do it alone. There's so many other incredible, cool women just like you. I know you think that you're the only one out there, but you're not. There are so many amazing, amazing women. That's what why I love hosting these retreats. Like, I get to look in your eyes and squeeze you and give you a hug and take a stand for the greatness in you. You should have seen the transformations that came out of these 3 days. It was just big thinking, totally going for it. Women releasing themselves from the prisons that they've created. You know, prison walls do not a prison make. Like, we get imprisoned with our life, and especially you mothers, like, well, this is what's got to go on, and for the kids, and this, and the ex, and all of the mess. God has a plan for you. The universe has a solution, even for the area that you think there's not a solution, that you're stuck, that you're bound. You are not. There are miracles after miracles after miracles waiting for you. The Course in Miracles says miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. And when they are not occurring, something has gone drastically wrong. So let's get you back into the place where it's miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. That's where you belong. In your joy, in your bliss, waking up so excited about your life and your day, and fully empowered about what you're going to manifest next. Like, I am so excited now about my next divine assignments and my next projects, because these are now complete. They're complete. I get to move on. I get to enjoy them. I get to be grateful for them, and I get to move on. So we are going to say a prayer. And if this is something that you are just like, oh, I need that kind of spark, I need that joy, I need that dazzle in my life, I need that breakthrough, I want you to check out my Own Your Throne Mastermind. The women who are already in it are glorious, glorious, glorious beings, soulful, fun, cool, up to big things in the world. You can check it out. We'll put a link in the show notes, or you can go to divineliving.com/mastermind. We've got calls coming up where I can work with you there and get the transformation, and you'll meet the other incredible women in the program. We've got our next retreat coming up in January. So I want to get you in and get you acclimated to the welcome packet and the sisterhood and the coaching. And then by the time you walk into the room in January, you're going to see the transformation. It begins now. It begins now. We don't have to wait for January. We get to be doing it now. So if you are just so ready for something different, something new, something fresh, more expanded, and most importantly, ready to finally manifest what you have been desiring for a very long time. You know, the women that came to this last retreat, they didn't write down ideas that were just coming to them. These dreams of what they're looking to manifest have been in their heart a really, really, really long time. And some of them are the fun divine assignments, the dream homes like I just talked about. And some of them are the necessary divine assignments. Some of them are about leaving long-term relationships that just are not serving, and how to do that and find the way to do that, and then find life on the other side of it. And others have dreams around, really, really stepping into financial relaxation. Not just financial freedom. That sounds like a to-do list. It's like really being the woman who has created the flow of financial abundance that puts you into a state of financial relaxation. And then others have really exciting, big new projects that they've kind of been swirling around their head. They're like, this is my time. I have spent so much of my life giving to other people and other people's dreams and all of that. This is my time. So if that's for you, check it out, divineliving.com/mastermind. Applications are open. So let's say a prayer now for your dreams, for your breakthroughs, for your abundance, for your next level, for your love, for you to be living a life that you are in love with. Dear God, thank you. Thank you for this journey that we have all been on. Thank you for the symbolic metaphor of finding our dream home. Thank you that with you all things are possible. And thank you for all of the dreams that you have placed inside each and every one of us. May we have a greater strength in our faith today, that the dreams inside of us are absolutely possible. And not only are they possible, but they are meant for us. May we claim them and declare them right here, right now. And everyone can say with me, my dream is meant for me. My dream is absolutely available. And with God, I decree and declare the complete manifestation of this next dream that's in my heart to be brought forth to fruition in a way that only the divine could. Dazzle me. Use my life. Fill me with bliss. Fill me with faith. Show me how to have a sense of self and confidence and boldness the way you see me. Fill my life with direction, guidance, and clarity about who I'm meant to be, what I'm meant to do, and how it's all supposed to happen. I surrender my life. I surrender my contribution. I surrender all of the how it's supposed to show up. And I, with such deep gratitude, thank you in advance for all of the manifestations, because truly it is asked and it is given. Amen. All right, my gorgeous. I can't wait to see what the dreams are inside of you, what the manifestations are. Take a screenshot of this episode and tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see what you got out of it, what the nuggets are. And let's be the women who stop at nothing less than a wow factor for all of our dreams. Mwah. Much love.